Hey everyone, this is a quick tutorial on how to work half double crochet stitches in rows. So as you can see, I'm just at the beginning of a new row and with my hook on the right hand side. So I'm going to begin with a chain one as always, and then I'm going to work my first half double crochet into the first stitch, which is this one right here because it's got it's the first V in the row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over first by moving the hook from left to right under the working end of the yarn. So now that I've yarned over, I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch from front to back, and then I'm going to do the rest of the stitch just like the single crochet. So that means I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop through the work, and now instead of having two stitches remaining or two loops remaining on the hook, I have three loops. But I'm still going to finish off this stitch like I do the single crochet, meaning I'm going to yarn over one more time, and then I'm going to pull this yarn over through all three remaining loops. And this might be a bit tough if you just pull your crochet hook back like this, but if you angle the tip downward so that it's facing the rest of your work, you should be able to just sneak by and pull it through. And that is your first half double crochet stitch. Because of the extra loop, it's like a little bit taller than your single crochet stitches, so you'll notice that each row takes up a bit more space. And after the very first stitch, I'm just going to put my stitch marker back so that I can remember when I come back next time that this is the last stitch in the row, or the first stitch, depending on your perspective. So now that I've worked one, I'm going to demonstrate that one more time. So I'm going to move my hook left to right under the yarn to yarn over, and that's your first step and the only step that's different from a single crochet. Then I'm going to identify my next stitch that I'm going to work into, which is this one right here. You can see the V, and I'm going to insert my hook under the V through the stitch, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through the work. So now I've got three stitches, three loops remaining on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over once more and pull through all three. And then I'll just demonstrate that one more time. So I'm going to start the stitch by yarning over, then I'm going to identify the next stitch in the row, which is this one, and I'm going to insert my hook front to back through the stitch, and then I'm going to yarn over again by moving my hook left to right under the working yarn and pull up a loop just through the work and not through any of the loops remaining. So now I have three loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through the three remaining. And that is how you crochet a half double crochet stitch. These are great because they're just a bit taller than single crochet stitches, and that actually means that they're more efficient with yarn as well. So if you're looking for an easy stitch for baby blankets or for borders or just like general stripes or anything else that you need to just like crochet and take up a lot of space, half double crochet stitches are a great option. And yeah, so I'm just going to finish crocheting the rest of this row, and then I'll meet you when I have to do the last stitch because that one can be a little bit tricky to identify. Alright, so we've just got two stitches to go, and as you can see, it's always when you get to the end of each row, it's kind of hard to see which stitch is your last stitch. Especially if I didn't have my stitch marker here, you might think that this was like part of the side or something. So that's why it's so important to have your stitch marker and to replace it at the beginning of each row. So I know that this one is my last stitch for sure, so I'm just going to work into the second to last stitch. And when I get to my last stitch, I'm going to remember where it is, and I'm going to pull the stitch marker out, and then I'm going to work one last stitch into there, and then I'm done. And then to continue working in turned rows, I'm just going to work one chain, and then I'm going to turn my work, and then work one more half double crochet in the beginning of the next row, and then I'm going to replace my stitch marker so that when I get back I will know this is the first, or this is the last stitch of that row. And then you're back to where you started, and you can just keep going in rows for as many rows as you like. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crocheting!